Welcome back to Sisters from Verbena. I'm Doris.
And I'm Shelly.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sisters from Verbena. I'm Doris. And if you're new here, we do everything food, travel, and lifestyle. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you, and turn on those post notifications. So as you can see, I'm at home today. Normally you see me on like a location somewhere in a restaurant, but I'm actually going to cook today. And I love to cook. It's one of like my favorite things to do. I find it like so relaxing. On a day when I'm home, I'll actually pick something that takes like a super long time to cook just so I can be in the kitchen like all day. When my kids were younger, I would like make everything as much as I could from scratch just so I could know what was going into their food. And even though I don't cook as much now, I still do that. And so I had a thought one day. I was like, I want to make a meal like completely from scratch. Like, and I don't normally do this, but I want to make a meal like from scratch, from like everything as much as I could from scratch. So I chose to start with Italian. And Italian is one of those things that, one of those genres, I guess, or whatever you would call it, that I don't even make that much. So that's one reason I picked it. And I also picked it because it's somewhat easy in the sense that they use very few ingredients and they're very like simple. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. So we're going to make bread, we're going to make spaghetti and meatballs, and biscotti. So let's get started.
I love a strawberry side on the side next to you. No wasting time. Can you tell me the truth? I'm feeling you, yeah, I'm feeling you. Oh.
Okay, guys. So we're going to get started making our bread first. I'm trying to time everything out where we do the longest things first and then up to the shorter things. So we're going to start with our bread. But before we do that, we're going to start with the drink so I can have something to sip on while I cook. And we're keeping it Italian. So I'm going to make, I looked up and I'm going to make something called a limoncello spritz. And the reason I did this was because my uncle actually made limoncello himself, brewed it. I don't know what the word is when you make your own alcohol, but he made limoncello. So I looked up like an Italian drink that you can make with limoncello, and I found a spritz. So that's what we're going to make. Let me get some ice in my glass and then we'll make it. Okay, so it's basically limoncello, prosecco, and sparkling water. So we'll start with maybe the limoncello.
I could swear I thought you fell from the stars. Think about you day and night, girl, even when you're not around. I don't want.
Now, I don't know, this is probably like similar to an Aperol spritz, which I do not like. So we'll see if I like this one better. I don't know if I've even had limoncello, but because I've never tasted that. I've had it for a long time though. It's pretty good. I like it. Okay. Put that over there. Now we'll start on our bread. So what we need to do first is get some warm water and the yeast going. So it's a tablespoon of yeast and some warm water. We let that sit for a little bit to activate. Okay, so the water is a good temperature. You don't want it too hot because it'll kill the yeast. So we're gonna start off with 2 cups of water, 2.5 cups of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. Hold on. 2.5 teaspoons. Oh my Lord. Okay. Much better. 2.5 teaspoons. Ooh, goodness gracious. Okay. I promise I know how to cook. Okay, so let that do that. And then we have to get our 2 cups of flour going and mix it with some salt. Okay, so now I just need that to sit for a minute. And once you start to see the bubbles and everything, then it's ready. And so this is just 2 cups. After the 2 cups, we're going to be adding flour slowly until it gets to like the right consistency. So a while ago, a few years ago now, I got on this thing where I was like, I'm going to make bread like all the time. I'm not buying bread anymore, you know, because it's expensive and I know how to make bread and, you know, I'll know exactly what's in it. So I started making my own bread and the kids were loving it. And then my son, he's like the main bread eater. He would make his sandwiches like almost every day. And I'd be walking by and I'd see him eating his sandwich. Like one of the slices would be like razor thin. The other one would be like 2 inches thick. It reminds you of like on Harlem Nights when she was making the tuna sandwich and they were like this big. And he came one day and he was like, can you please just buy bread? Because I don't know how to slice the bread. So eventually I went back to like just buying bread. I just thought it was so funny because every day his sandwiches were different sizes. Okay, so we're gonna wait on this. And once it starts bubbling up, we'll start adding that. Ah, there it goes. All right, so it looks like our yeast water is ready. So we are gonna slowly incorporate our flour. Once that comes together, we're gonna put it in here and let that rest for an hour. Like that. Okay guys, so we're ready for our next entree up, which is dessert. We're doing biscotti. So this is really simple. Well, we'll see if it comes out right. It's just basically you throw all the ingredients in the mixer and then you shape it in the pan and bake it pretty much. And you bake it twice. So that's probably I don't know. Well, I never made it, so I'm not saying nothing about it until it's done. So we'll see. So we need a cup of sugar. This one does call for a whole cup of sugar. So let's start with that. And a half a cup of oil, vegetable oil. So, okay. A half a cup of oil, 3 eggs. We need 1 tablespoon of anise. I don't even know what this anise is. I'm sure if I didn't put it, because I couldn't even really find it at first. And I was like, well, I'll leave it out. I'm sure if I left it out, I would notice what flavor it was, but I don't even know what anise tastes like. 3 1/4 cup of flour. There was this restaurant, an Italian restaurant, not far from my house that I go to. And before COVID, they used to have, when you went in, like a whole bunch of clear cookie jars against their back wall that had different biscottis in it, like 10 different ones. And I would go and pick one and like I'd have one every day for breakfast for the whole week. But ever since COVID, they don't do that anymore. And I miss it so much. And a tablespoon of baking powder. I wish they still did that. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Okay. I'm gonna get that started. And while I do that, I think I have the recipe didn't call for it, but I know I can add some almonds. I think I wanna add some almonds if I have some. So I'm gonna let that go. Put this up. Scrape the sides. I always see chefs do this, scraping the sides. I used to be such a big Food Network fan, Barefoot Contessa specifically, and actually only. Well, some other ones. Ina Garden. I used to love watching her show. So like that's who I am today. I'm Barefoot Contessa. In my mind, that's who I am. So what we're supposed to do is, and please tell me if you guys have made this before, what I'm doing right, wrong, what I could do differently, better, or what are some things that you guys add to your biscotti or like in biscotti that you've had before. So what I do next is I separate into 2 pieces because this will make 2 logs, I guess you call it. And you bake them for like 30 minutes at 375. And then after you bake them, they smell good. After you bake them at 375, you cut them and bake them again for like 6 minutes. Now this part here can totally make or break this dish because I'm going rogue here. I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to do. Because I don't remember what because the directions don't really say. It just says to separate it and to make 2 logs. That's all it say. So it's kind of sticky. So I'm going to put it on my counter here with a little bit of flour and see what happens. And again, I promise I know how to cook, but I've never made this stuff, so it looks like I'm a newbie in the kitchen, but I'm not. That is what it looks like. Stuff is never where you need it when you need it. All right, guys, so we're getting ready to put the biscotti in the oven. And I have to say, it does not look like the picture going in. So I don't know how it's gonna look going out, but we're gonna put the timer on, fingers crossed. Okay, guys, what we need to do is peel the skin off of the tomatoes. This is probably one of those things where I would just be getting store-bought stuff. I don't know if this is something that I'd make from scratch. But I mean, maybe, you know, because I was, you know, stay-at-home mom, I probably would have, because you're at home, not much to do. I mean, there is stuff to do. Don't get me wrong now. I wasn't just sitting at home, but you know what I mean. And you guys, please tell me if I'm doing this wrong. Let me know. I had an Italian friend one time, and she was like, oh, I told her, I don't know how we got on this subject, probably because she's Italian, but she was like, you don't make your own pasta noodles? And I was like, no, I don't. She was like, it's so easy. I was like, okay, Chef Boyardee, you go ahead and make your own noodles. I will buy mine at the store.
I have a strawberry side on the side next to you. No wasting time, can you tell me the truth? I'm feeling you, yeah, I'm feeling you. Oh, be honest, tell me why. Honest, tell me why. I have a strawberry side on the side next to you.
So now let's get started on sauteing our vegetables for the marinara sauce.
Be honest, tell me what's on your mind. I'ma say every day you got me hypnotized. Take a shot on the dot. All we got is tonight. So can you
Oregano,
cause nobody knows
2 sprigs of thyme,
I want you near with the same point of view. I'm always ready, so call me.
So now this is supposed to just kind of like cook for an hour or so. So we're gonna put this on the back and let it just cook. I'm gonna let it do its thing and kind of keep checking on it. So our biscotti is about to come out the oven, and we shall see how it's looking. It has like a very rustic look, which is kind of nice. So we'll see. And there they go. See? 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 Can you see? Okay, now with our meatballs, let me say, This is, okay, so I said I'm making stuff from scratch. This is something I've always wanted to do. I told you I like knowing like where my stuff comes from. I like knowing what's in my stuff. I always wanted to do this when my kids were younger. It was just like too expensive to do, so I never did it. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I just was lazy, didn't check into it enough. But I always wanted to make my own ground beef. I wanted to like go to a farm, like a cattle ranch or whatever, and buy my meat directly from a cattle ranch. I just never did it. So what I did was I got a chuck roast that we are going to make our own ground beef to make our own meatballs. So we'll see how that goes. So basically you just cut it up into cubes. I washed it, cut it up into cubes. It's slightly frozen. And we're just going to put in the food processor for like the consistency of like ground beef. So we'll see how it goes. But you have to pulse. Don't put it on because it will get mushy then. Not bad. I think I'm gonna do this from now on. Like seriously. It's so simple, so fast. Look at that. Can you believe that? It looks like ground beef. Who would have thought? Okay, who would have thought if you ground some beef, it would be ground beef? Now, for the meatball mix, I need 2 eggs, a half a cup of onions. I cut all my onions ahead of time. And then I'm using all the rest of the garlic I got left. Then salt and pepper. And a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And Parmesan cheese. I'm supposed to use, how much? I'm gonna use a lot because I like Parmesan cheese. And then breadcrumbs. Now, if I had made my bread early, I would have used my own bread since we're doing stuff from scratch, but I didn't. So I'm using breadcrumbs, and I like panko breadcrumbs. So I saw this in the store, and we're gonna use this. It's the Kinder's brand. I guess they have a brand. And I got Italian since we're on an Italian theme. It's Italian herb with garlic and sea salt. So we're gonna use that. And it says to use a cup. Now, the thing is, I like mine to sit for a while, to soak, to kind of soften up. So I'm going to let this soak up with that egg and everything. And while that's soaking and getting all nice and soft, we're gonna cut up our biscotti. Tastes like biscotti. You know what's funny is there's this cookie that my grandmother used to make when we were little. Never had a recipe for it. No one knows what it was or what it was called or anything about it. Nobody knows how to make it. And I swear this is giving that. I don't know what it is about it, but it's giving that flavor. So I'm liking it just for that. Okay, we're going to finish cutting these off and then we'll put it in the oven. Let's put them back in. Oh, they look pretty. Look at them. See, they actually look like biscotti. All right, now let's get back to our meatballs. So now we'll pour this in here. And this part I got to do by hand. But you know what? I just bought some kitchen gloves. And I'm going to use those because I don't want to get my hands all dirty. Okay. So again, I'm going to clean up a little bit. And then wait for the timer to go off to turn our biscotti around. And then next time you'll see me, we'll be browning these pretty little meatballs. Okay, so now we're gonna form our little meatballs or big meatballs, whatever you want to call them. Now biscotti's gonna be ready to turn in a couple seconds. Everything is coming together nicely. We got our bread over there. That's gonna be next after we brown our meatballs and put those in the oven. They still seem quite cakey, but I guess they still kind of continue drying out after you take them out of the oven. Okay, so now we're gonna go over and start browning our meatballs. You can check on this is how our marinara sauce is coming out. It looks like it's getting to be a deeper red, but as I told you, look, it's not a lot of sauce, so I definitely don't want to make a lot of meatballs. But even though my ground beef has some fat content to it, I want to add a little bit of olive oil because it's not that much fat and I don't want them to on. Oil is not very hot, but so actually, you know what I think we're going to do instead of, yeah, because I read different recipes, and recipes alternated between putting the meatballs in the oven and putting them in the sauce to finish cooking. So I think what I'm going to do is after they brown, I'm going to put them in the sauce to finish cooking. That way I can put the bread in the oven so I can have two things going at once. They're done. All right, let's see here. I guess we should do it on all four sides, right? We're gonna let that continue to cook. I'm gonna turn the fire up a little bit, but not much. Okay, so again, let me remind you, this is what I'm most nervous about, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna spread some flour on here so it doesn't stick. And it's been an hour of this resting, so we'll see. So now we're gonna hopefully roll it out. Hopefully it stays together. I don't know. A lot of hopefullys in that sentence, so we'll see.
Let me show you the way. Girl, I don't take it for granted. Why can't we just give it a go? Infatuated more than you know. I want you near with the same point of view. I'm always ready, so call me over. We're meant to be like the sun and the moon. I just want you to know I love a strawberry side on the side next to you. No wasting time, can you tell me the truth? I'm feeling you, yeah, I'm feeling you. Oh, be honest, tell me why. Honest, tell me why. I love a strawberry side on the side next to you. No wasting time, can you tell me the truth? I'm feeling you, yeah, I'm feeling you. Oh, be honest, tell me what's on your mind. I'ma say every day you got me hypnotized. Take the shot on the dart. All we got is tonight. So can you call? Cause nobody knows how far we'll go. I want you near with the same point of view. I'm always ready, so call me over. We're meant to be like the sun and the moon.
Okay, our meal has been completed. And I think I did okay. The noodles I'm still working on because I can tell just by looking at them, and then I tasted them, they're not there yet. But I'm going to give it a final taste and we'll see how I did. Let me just show you the plate. Okay, so the meal has finally come all together. All right, so let's get ready to taste. The sauce, like I said, is really, really, really good. Yeah, no, the pasta I have to work on. They're hard and chewy, and maybe they're just too thick, and I think I added too much salt to the water also, because I don't know, because they're fresh, they picked up all the salt that I put in the water. Now on to my meatballs. Those are really good. I remember how I told you I didn't want to over mix them so they wouldn't be tough. They're very tender and light, so I like that. And my French bread, add some butter to it. It's really good. And see, let me show you on this one. I never noticed how on French bread how it looks. You see how there is like a roll in it? It's interesting that they like roll French bread. One more thing, our dessert. Over here. Our biscotti. You take one. The real test will be tomorrow when I drink it with my coffee, but I do want to taste it right now for you guys. I like it. It's not overly sweet. And I like the fact that I added the almonds. It's really good. It's gonna be good with a nice cup of coffee tomorrow. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I think I'm gonna do, I think this was pretty fun and I like challenging myself. So, if you guys can think of some other things you'd like me to try that I can do some new recipes or something that you think I maybe haven't tried to make before, something from scratch, just let me know. I like to challenge myself and I'll be doing this more in the future, so I'd love to hear from you. So again, I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, share, and I will see you next time. Thanks.
This video and content is a production of Travel in Style.